Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Win the Day Planner Library. Today we are super excited to have Jason Wolbers. Now, Jason is a business owner from the state of Ohio, and he is a lover of all things mindset. You can tell by his shirt and the books behind him. And he recently authored the book called The Power of a Positive Mindset, which is available for sale on Amazon right now. Today, Jason is going to talk to us about the 5 keys to success. We're super excited, Jason. Thanks for jumping on the show and take it away. Talk to us about the 5 keys to success.
All right, that sounds real good. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me. This is the book, Power of a Positive Mindset, like you said, available on Amazon. The five keys to success, they're all in the book, mixed in here and there, probably multiple different times. But the number one, let's just get right to it. The number one key that I found of success when I was 18 years old, I was gifted an audio series called The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. And I listened to it and listened to it and listened to it, basically wore it out. Well, the strangest secret was that we become what we think about. Some of you have probably heard of the series called The Secret. They made a movie about it. They also have a book called The Secret, written by Rhonda Byrne. It's the same premise. You become what you think about, and your thoughts become things. Now, with that being said, I want to give you one thing that you can do consciously anytime a negative thought enters your mind, and I call it changing the channel. What that means is now it's hard at first because most people are geared more toward negative thoughts than positive. So it is hard at first. But what's going to end up happening is over time, as you do this more often, you're going to get really good at it. And then the next thing you know, your brain is washed. It's crazy. It's almost like you're brainwashed and you just think more positive. Somebody also said recently that it's better for us to think less negatively than it is for us to think more positively. If you think about that one for a second, it's better for your mindset to think less negative thoughts than it is for you to think more positive thoughts. But naturally, what happens is you change the channel, you start thinking more positive thoughts. So it's kind of a natural thing. When you think less negatively, you're going to replace those thoughts with positive ones. But all you got to do for that to work is just change the channel. So negative thought enters my mind like, oh, well, what if something bad happens today? Oh, wait a minute, can't think that way. I need to change the channel. What if it turns out to be good? That's what I'm talking about. It's a simple change. You fill in the blanks. Whatever the negative thought is, just reverse it, change it around and say, well, what if it ends up well? What if it ends up being good? If you're playing basketball, what if I turn the ball over too many times today and coach doesn't play me? Well, what if I don't? What if I have the best game of my life? You know what I'm saying? That's the change the channel principle. That works real good. Thoughts become things. That's number one. Number two, never stop learning. I was listening to a Zig Ziglar audio one time, and Zig Ziglar was doing a commencement. Yeah, you can tell you like Zig. Zig Ziglar was doing a commencement speech, and he overheard 2 students in the front row, and one of them said to the other, "I'll never open another book till the day that I die." Well, Zig Ziglar said those were the saddest words he's ever heard, because commencement means new beginning, not ending. So if you're going to be graduating high school, graduating college, whatever it might be, you're just starting. You should always be learning. Every day, you should try to learn something new every single day. Pick up books like this, not just this book, but any book, especially when it comes to the mindset. One of the books that I've told everybody that will listen, the magic of thinking big should be in high school curriculum. Every kid should have to read that before they graduate, by David Schwartz. The magic of thinking big teaches you how important it is to think positive. But that's also, it's so my number one point key to success and my number two just kind of mixed up, didn't they? The number one key is thoughts become things. The number two key is never stop learning. Well, one of the things that I learned is from David Schwartz is that your thoughts become things. Okay. Number three key to success. You got to be setting goals. It's not a goal unless it's written down. You have to get it down on paper, and you should be looking at your goals regularly. If not every day, look at your goals once every week or so. Okay. And no goal is too big, but no goal is too small. Okay. And most of the people that I've studied from when it comes to goals, they believe that you can't have 400 goals at the same time. Your mind will just be going crazy and you'll never get anything done. But if you can just stay focused on a few solid goals, maybe 2 solid goals in some different areas of your life, like spiritual, possibly physical health, mental wellness, things like that. Maybe a future career, whatever you want to get into when you grow up, right? A future career. What do you want to do when you grow up? Get that written down now. Start thinking about these things, but get it on paper. They say that most people don't set goals, but goal setters far exceed people who don't set goals in life, by the way. There's been so many studies done, just Google it. So many studies have been done on goal setting versus non-goal setting, and it is amazing how much more income alone, if you're just talking about income, how much more money people make when they set goals. Number four, teamwork is vital. And everyone watching this that's in a sport understands how important teamwork is. Michael Jordan was probably the best basketball player to ever walk the face of the earth, right? I mean, he was pretty darn good. But how good would he have been, without the supporting cast? What if he was out there all by himself? I think most of us have heard of Caitlin Clark from the University of Iowa, phenom right now in basketball. She's crazy, isn't she? Isn't it nuts? But how good would she be if she was out there alone by herself with no one else passing her the ball, with no one else for her to pass the ball to? I talk a lot about basketball. I really love basketball, but I love all sports, and you can relate this to any sport. It doesn't matter. There's good athletes in every sport, but they all have one thing in common. There's a team around them. You might say, well, I'm a golfer. Yeah, well, then your coaches are your team, right? Then your leadership. You still have a team, even if you're a golfer, but they have trainers and coaches. Teamwork is so vital in life, it's not even funny, and it'll never stop even when you're not doing sports anymore. It is so important to Chris Roberts, the president of the company I do business with. He has a quote. I love it. He says, I want to be an impact player on a team that makes a difference. I want you to think about that. Think about that. Be an impact player on your team. And your team should be making a difference, right? So number 5 is believe in yourself. This is the last one. You got to believe in you. You should believe in the people around you, and hopefully you've got people in your life that believe in you too. But if you don't believe in you and you don't do these other things, it's going to be hard to believe in yourself. And then guess what? You're making it difficult for other people to believe in you if you first don't believe in yourself. There's a lot of different things that you can do to build up self-belief, okay? But one of the biggest things that I found works for me in my life, it's a simple thing, and it's called doing positive affirmations. You can do them in the mirror. It's very uncomfortable, so make sure no one's around. They're going to think you're weird, right? Yeah, it's weird, and it's going to feel weird, but just do it. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Get in front of that mirror and say, I am a champion. Or say, I have championship habits, and I do them when no one else is watching. And that's why I'm a champion. And you can fill in the blanks with anything you want to. You can say anything that you want to do, anything that you want to be, or anything that you want to have in your life. If you start professing that out in faith, like it's already happened, that's going to build up that self-belief, and that's going to help you to believe in yourself. With that being said, those are the 5 keys to success. Number 1, thoughts become things. Number 2, never stop learning. Number 3, you got to have goals. Number 4, teamwork is vital. And number 5, got to believe in yourself.
Wow, Jason, we've had a lot of people on our webinar series so far, and I believe that those 5 tips most perfectly align to what we're doing in the Win the Day Planner, the goal setting, the mindfulness ideas, the teamwork. We have a section that says how can you be a better teammate today, with recommendations in the back of the book. All of that stuff is just really, really good. Jason, thank you for joining us again, folks. Check out his book, The Power of a Positive Mindset, on Amazon. And Jason, we look forward to having you back again in the future. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much, Dan. It was my pleasure.